Hello guys, hello everybody. How you doing people? You're looking wonderful today. You're feeling wonderful today, and I hope you're gonna have a good day. I wish you to have a wonderful day today, and thank you for joining and watching us. Yes, this is again Father Serge, teacher of English. I'm gonna share with you some, again, useful things. I hope useful things, and you're gonna find it not only useful but also entertaining. So, lesson 2 on the topic of how to be polite with customers. And by the way, have you watched the previous one, lesson 1? Have you done the homework? Have you looked into the materials that I shared with you? Have you practiced anything? Or maybe, like if you're if you're lazy to do that, hey, it's okay, no problem. You can learn certain things, understand how things work, and just observe. Like if you want to develop any skill, you can just look at people doing it. It'll help you a tiny little bit, but I learned to drive when I was in the seat next to the driver. Like I was watching the driver drive, and it gave me a feeling of what it's like to drive. So when I got in behind the wheel, I just started to drive because I knew how it felt. Of course, it's not the most important thing, but practice is more important than that. But it's a good start because sometimes you're lazy to do practice, right? So watch Americans being polite. And just notice how polite they are, how they smile, how they say nice things, and it'll help you. In the long run, like years down the road, you will understand that you're wired differently, like your mind is working differently. Anyway, enough of that. If you're watching and you want to talk to me, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to write in the chat. I'll be happy to respond to that and make some comments about the things that you say. And yeah, so here we go. Today the topic is small talk. Small talk. I think you've heard about it. I think that, well, if you're a Russian speaker, then the phrase small talk should make you feel like, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I understand how you feel, guys. No problem. I mean, I'm not going to push it down your throat. No. I'm going to share it with you, like show it to you, and maybe you will, well, I don't know, learn the ropes or start learning the ropes on that. But for a start, let's revise things, shall we? All right, because last time we talked about being polite, and today, well, let's just remember the phrases that we use when we want to sound more polite than we usually do. Well, for example, when you're not polite, you directly say what you want. You say, I want to use your phone. It's like Terminator 2, right? Like, give me your jacket. I need your bike. No, that's not the way to go. That is not. You want to be polite, what do you say? In your mind, answer the question. Make this phrase more polite. And this is level 1. What does it mean? It means that it's polite, but not too much. Like the basic level of politeness. And there are several of them. I told you about that last time. And yeah, you just ask a question. If you ask a question, you make it more polite. I want to use your phone? No. Can I use your phone? Or even better than that, can I use your phone, please? Wow, this one is much better for sure. Yeah? Anyway, I want to use your phone, level 2. Can you make it even more polite? Remember, like if you want to make something polite, you can use past, you can use continuous, you can use, well, other things. I don't want to go deep into that topic. I talked a lot about this last time. And today, so what can be more polite than can I use your phone? You're goddamn right. It's could I use your phone? Could I use your phone, please? Right? I believe that. I hope you speak like that. I hope you at least sometimes tell your customers, could I please ask you? Could I please interrupt you? Or could you please give this to me or share that with me? All right? But there's a third level of politeness. Again, I know, maybe you know how to say that, maybe not. Decide for yourself. Come up with your idea, and here comes the correct version. It's, of course, I wonder if I could use your phone, please. It's It's more polite. Why? Because you're not being direct. It's like, I wonder. I'm just sitting here, standing here wondering. I'm not asking you, right? I'm just wondering. Like you're making it less direct and it sounds more polite. I wonder if I could use your phone, please. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah, wonderful. Did you know that? And the fourth level, what is that? How would you say, I want to use your phone in a super polite way? Again, if you write something in the chat, I will really appreciate it. If not, just if you're lying in bed, for example, and you're watching on your laptop, on your smartphone, whatever, just use your lazy head to think of something like that, and you don't even have to open your mouth, just in your head. Huh? I was wondering if I could possibly use your phone. I would be very grateful. Yeah, that's very polite. That's super polite, don't you think? I was wondering if it's like, when do you say that? You say it when you want to say, basically, I'm feeling uncomfortable. It's like, I'm very sorry. I have to talk to you, to interrupt you, and I don't think that I have the right to ask you that question, but still, I say, I was wondering. And there are moments in life when you have to say it that way, all right? Because it's not a rule, guys. It is not a rule. It's a tool, okay? It's a tool that you use, and you have to have the mind, the wisdom, brain, for God's sake, just to decide whether you should go for politeness level 1. Can I please do that? Or you have to be a little bit too much, maybe even too much, maybe even over the top, all over the place, and say, excuse me, sorry for interrupting, and I was wondering, would it be convenient for you to let me use your phone, please? I really need it. And yeah, if you can do that, you're awesome. If you can do it, you're awesome. But you don't have to do that. Anyway, enough of revision stuff, and now on to the small talk. Small talk. What is it? You can read on the screen. It's a short conversation about unimportant things. Well, yes, about things that you're not discussing problems, right? You're not trying to solve anything. Talk about football. Talk about weather. Talk about books, movies, buses, taxis. I don't know. Things that we all experience in a daily life. And it's very important to make sure that these things are positive, so you don't complain, you don't criticize, you don't engage in a negative talk. Okay, small talk is a positive short conversation about positive, unimportant things. All right, usually between people who don't normally talk to each other. Maybe because you don't know this person. Like you just see this person for the first and last time, and it's an elevator pitch, and you just spend these 30 seconds with this person going upstairs, going up to your floor, and you don't spend this time in silence. Very often not. You just say hi, or you comment on the things like, like for example, it's raining outside, yes, and the two of you are standing in the elevator and going somewhere. Of course you can comment on the rain. It's like, what a terrible, not terrible, isn't it quite a rain? Well, anything, your comment about unimportant but more or less positive emotional things. And you don't know this person. And this is the change in the mentality that you have to have. It's rude to ignore people. It's rude to be silent. It actually makes sense to look at people and smile and say something. And like, if you do it with customers, when you're communicating, and you don't just sit, I'm ready to answer your questions, but you smile and you say hi and you start about, well, you know better because you may have been, speaking with this person for some time, like for several months, so you know something about the person, and bring it up. Bring it up in the conversation, like, how's your dog? Or like, did the Reds win last night, or whoever? Anyway. And you don't want to feel awkward, right? You just want the time to pass by with pleasure. You want to avoid this uneasy silence. Maybe even with a friend, by the way. You know this person, but you don't normally meet and talk, but you just bumped into each other in the street and you shared some actually energy. It's not about ideas, guys, okay? Like the mentality bug is like, we're talking about nothing. Well, true, but it's energy. It's about you being the best you can be in this particular moment for this person, like being in your best version possible now, like smiling and saying positive things. It's about positive energy exchange. It's not about information, okay? It's not, and that's a very bad phrase, like, I owe nobody nothing. Like people like to say that, I owe nobody nothing. That's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's not a very good thing at all to think like that, because we owe people. If it's a friend, we owe happy birthday to them, a happy birthday call, maybe a present. We cannot ignore their birthday, right? You owe it to them. And if it's a person you know and you meet in the street, what do you owe? You owe hi. You cannot ignore people in the street that you know, right? Unless you're... See what I mean? You always owe people something, a smile, a word, some positive energy, so do share it. So it's about positive phrases that you throw at each other, okay? It's not a conversation, like sentences, grammar. No, it's about phrases. You say, nice to meet you. It's been a long time. It's about saying the right things, okay? It's the art of saying the right things. And the purpose is to make each other feel good. Okay, enough of my blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, I'm saying it just because I'm kind of trying to change your understanding and your mentality and your mindset. And I'm imagining it, I don't know it, but that's what I usually see in my students' brains. Like, they say, oh, why should I do it? Oh, it's about nothing, it's a waste of time, I don't know what to say, all these problems are there. But it's just a skill. It is just a skill. First, you understand it's important, okay? You stop fighting. That's important. And this is why I've been saying this, guys, it's important. Even on a Zoom call, on a Skype call with your customer, it's important. Okay, it's a part of your, guys, it's part of your job, all right? I'm not your boss. I'm not here to tell you what you need to do on your job, but sorry. As a teacher of English, as someone who's been in contact with Americans for the past 25 years, maybe longer than you have lived, sorry, I have to say that. But yeah, so it's important and is part of your job. Okay, so understand it's important, and then at least look at them, observe them, watch them do it. And then make one step, do one little thing. Do something different from what you did before, from the way you did it before, all right? Start a new life by smiling, saying, hi, how are you doing, things like that. Anyway, enough of that. A little set of tasks for you. Like I said, small talk is about exchange of some little phrases that you throw at people. And it is actually important to know them. And there are hundreds and hundreds of them. We cannot practice all of them, but some of them are here. So if somebody asks you, for example, «Привет, что нового?» Yes, and you can say «Привет, все как обычно», right? Of course, it sounds like two friends are talking, right? But customers can be friendly. Some of them can be young people who like to talk about life themselves and joke and things like this. It depends. It actually depends. But even if you don't speak like that, you should know how to do that. Okay, so how would you say that? In your mind, decide, think of a way to say it, and hey, what's up? Hi, just the usual. Sometimes people say, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Like they respond with how are you to the how are you. But very often on television and in live, people say, how are you? Then I'm good. Actually, they answer the question. And when they ask the question, how are you? What's up? What's up means like what's new? what's happened in your life that you can talk about. They don't want to know your problems, and no one does, like you don't want to know their problems. And it's just about energy. I see you. You exist. And you are important. You're so important that I will share some energy with you. All right? So, hey, what's up? Hi, just the usual. Another way would be nothing much. Nothing much. Just the usual. Or, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Guys, I have it all in the podcasts. Like all these phrases that I'm going to share with you today. You can practice them, actually. So you can listen to me and say the things and actually learn to say it fast, because that's what it is about. It's not enough to know them, like I know this phrase. No, you have to know it like automatically. Like you just feel it and you just say it without thinking. If you can do that, there's a chance you will use it. Anyway, if you want to have that practice, let me know. When you end a conversation, when you say goodbye, you don't just say, okay, bye. No. You explain sometimes why you have to end this conversation. Or people understand. People are happy that you have to end this conversation, but how to say, мне надо идти. Приятно было пообщаться. You say these things because you're goddamn polite. It's part of a small talk. It is not small talk. It's part of it, right? So how would you say that, guys? What do you think? I have to go. Was nice talking to you. Me too. All the best. Maybe. Like these are legit phrases. You can use them. But how about these? Must be off. Must be off. Off. Go. Gone. It was nice talking to you. And you say it with a smile. Remember that, yeah? Must be off. Must be off. It was nice talking to you. Same here. Have a nice one. Have a nice one. Have a good one. Yeah? Have you heard your customers, your colleagues, whoever say that? Let's have a nice one. Have a good one. Take care. Learn the phrases. But together with the phrases, learn the mentality, the importance of it, of playing that game. So these are nice phrases. And I bet you never say it that way. You may understand these phrases, you may have heard them, but chances are, well, very likely that you never said it that way. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. How about responding to thank you? People say thank you all of the time. So how do you respond to that? You don't say, okay. No. Thank you for coming to us today. Like, I say this to my students all of the time. And like, thank you guys for joining me. I'm telling you guys, thank you for joining me. And you don't just say, okay. No, it's not polite. You have to respond with something positive. Please remember that if you understand you have to say something positive, you don't know what to say one magic word. It is pleasure. Pleasure. If you use the word pleasure in whatever circumstance, you will sound polite. You'll sound good. Okay? So it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to listen to you. It's a pleasure to work with you. It's a pleasure. All right? But this is what they say all of the time. They say, thank you for having me. That's a polite way of responding to thank you for coming. Like they say it all of the time. Like, thank you for having me. Like, you invited me, right? And you allow me to be here. And it's because of your kindness that I have the right to be here talking to you. Thank you for having me. Trust me, it's a very, very, very nice phrase that people say. You don't like it? No problem. Say, good to be here. Good to be here. Good to be with you. Good. Just saying good makes it enough for politeness. All right, so pleasure to be here, good to be here. Thank you for having me. Just some random phrase. Sometimes you ask for information, and вы случайно не... Like this phrase, случайно не, it's a polite phrase. Why? Because if I say, do you know, it sounds like I expect you to know. I expect you to know, and that's pressure on the listener. No, I don't expect you to know. I don't think you should know. Just by accident. Do you by accident know where that thing is? The answer is no idea. But how do you say that? Of course, do you happen to know? Do you happen to know? But happen, do you happen to have? Do you happen to be? Do you happen to know? Wonderful, polite way of asking for information from your customers. Do you happen to have? Do you happen to know? And sometimes, again, when the situation is not super formal, when it's relaxed, you can say, beats me. And basically, it means this topic, this question, is stronger than me. It's something I don't know. Beats me. This question beats me. I lose. But basically, it means I have no idea. Beats me. Did you know that? Again, it's not necessarily about your conversation with customers, because like you have to know more than you can use. You know this rule? This rule is there in life. If you want to be an expert, you always have to know like 10 times more than what you're saying. Like, it's very important. Like, if you want to be confident, and if you want people to believe you and to feel that you're an expert, you have to know 10 times more than what you're saying. That's a rule. And in English, it's like works in the same way. You cannot know only the phrases related to work. Like, you'll be a little bit not confident, because like I can walk only this narrow path. Step to the right, step to the left, and I feel uncomfortable. I'm on a shaky ground. No, you have to know it. You just have to know everything, just like you do in Russian. Because like people speaking, they're not using only work words, related to IT. No, it's a kasha, vinaigrette. And you can, you can hear some unexpected words and phrases in the conversation with an American, in their speech. Like they can say things that are from totally IT non-related topics. You have to know that. Она уже практически у вас. Somebody says, like, I want this, can you please give me that? And you say, ну вот уже, вот сейчас уже практически, вот, уже дал вам. Уже секунда и у вас. How do you say that? I'll have a pizza, please. You got it? You got it? I don't know if you can appreciate the beauty of this phrase. To me, it's absolutely juicy. Juicy and lip-smacking. Mouth-watering. Amazing. You got it? Can I have it? You got it? Beautiful, isn't it? Somebody says, let's do it. Let's take a walk. Let's talk about this. Let's, whatever, work with this. Let's get down to work. Or let's meet at that time. Like a suggestion. A person makes a suggestion. What do you say? You do not say, okay, all right? You do not say nothing. You say something positive. And every time a person makes a suggestion, you say, sounds like a plan. Of course, you can change it, and you can say something else some other time. But in general, your reaction should be, that's a good thing. What you said, what you've proposed, is a good idea. I like it. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not enough to say, okay. You should say something positive. Good, I like it. Let's do it. Oh, wonderful. Great idea. Oh, yeah, sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. And learn it as a phrase, like one word. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a, sounds like a, sounds like a plan, sounds like a, sounds like a, sounds like. You must have heard it from them. They really like it. Yeah, you have to know how to say that. Like, you don't just tell people what to do. You tell them that they have freedom. If you want to be polite, tell them that they have freedom. So how to say, если хотите, можете. Of course you can translate it and say, if you want, you can. But no, something else. What is it? Decide for yourself. And here are the correct answers. Feel free. Feel free to take what you like. Feel free to ask me any questions. You must have heard it many times, like, feel free. Yes, you can paraphrase it and say, I'll be happy to. Yeah, it'll be a pleasure to do this. And the reaction, I appreciate it, thank you. Remember the rule, you cannot say something once if you want to be polite. You should say it twice. Twice, 3 times. I appreciate it, thank you. Or maybe something else. Well, wonderful idea, I appreciate it, thank you. Right? That's how you give permission people to do something. Feel free. That's a response. Somebody says you've no idea what it is. I'd rather have the ordinary. I'd rather something to do with the ordinary. And the reaction is sorry. What? Sorry. Well, that's all right. That's okay. Of course, people understand you because, well, they are people. They have the same experience, life experience like you. Well, the same, but very similar. But standard American phrase here is not what. All right? Come again? Yeah, you're right. You can say come again, but I really like the phrase. What was that? What was that? You don't say t at the end. You don't. You say, what was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? Last time I heard this phrase was from Barack Obama. He was lying on the couch in the White House talking to Joe Biden. Joe Biden was sitting on another couch, and they were talking about something, and Joe said something, and Barack Obama did not hear him very well, and he said, what was that? What was that? That's how they talk. That's how they communicate, guys. Learn the phrase. It's useful for your communication with customers. All right? Right. Goddamn right. You love people when you try to help them, when you try to make sure that they feel good, they like things, they feel comfortable, they understand you and things. And like taking care of people, making effort to make sure they're doing fine is a sign of politeness, is a sign of love towards humanity, for goodness sake, right? So you're talking and you stop and you say, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Well, that's a phrase that they use, they overuse it. See what I'm saying? See what I mean? But there's another one. What do you think? What is the best way to say that? Huh? Are you following me? Yes, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. Beautiful phrases. Do you know why? Because they are untranslatable. Untranslatable. Like if you don't know these phrases, if you're thinking Russian, if you're translating from Russian into English, you will never say it. Like never. And that's a sign of good English, when you sound authentic. When you sound like a person who thinks in English. Like a person who, like you say the things that they expect to hear from a person that they're talking with. Like they are in the comfortable situation. They hear the things they are used to. All right? You don't invent the language, the English language. You just say the things that they use all of the time. And they are untranslatable. That's just not how we speak in English, in Russian, right? That's not. And that's not the way we speak in English. No. Are you following me? Are you with me, guys? Let me know. Write in the chat a few words. Just be good. Yes. I hope you're all with me. And, well, sometimes you have to avoid answering a question, yeah, when you're having a conversation with someone, be it a small talk or a serious conversation, yeah? But you just want to be polite and say, oops, I cannot tell you that. I cannot tell you that. And if you say it that way, it's okay. There may be situations in which it's all right. But do they have plans to have a baby? Are we going to implement this feature? When are we going to start? Or how are we going to, is this person in the team? I don't know. Whatever the question that you think is not inappropriate, but you can answer it for whatever reason. Wonderful phrase. I'm not at liberty to say. Beautiful phrase, ain't it? I'm not at liberty to say. Excuse me. Yeah, can't do that. I'm not at liberty to say. It's under NDA. Is that what you say sometimes? I've heard it from my students. Anyway, learn how to respond to compliments. Somebody, like your customer says, you look good, you look amazing, you've done a wonderful job, you whatever, you sound good today, your English has become better, whatever, you're more polite than before. Yeah, so they pay you a compliment. How do you respond to that? You say, мне очень приятно. Спасибо, мне очень приятно. All right? Thank you, I'm flattered. It's a wonderful phrase, I'm flattered, which means я польщен. Flatter, льстить. But it's a good phrase, it's a good word. Again, if you don't want to learn the word flatter, which you should, of course, but it's okay if you don't, and just use the word happy. Happy to hear it. Or kind of you, it's very kind of you, thank you. Things like that. But don't just say, okay. Right? Say something positive, say something nice, with a smile, with a bloody smile on your face. Oh, wow, thank you. Nice to hear it. I'm very happy to hear it. Thank you, very kind of you. Do you really mean that? And a bunch of other phrases that look, there are tons of these phrases. Like, this is how you know English. Not when you know grammar. No, when you know vocabulary, when you know the phrases that they use, when you sound, well, pronunciation is important and lots of other things, but now I want to prioritize phrases. So you know that that your English is good when you sound authentic, using authentic English, American, whatever phrases. And there's time and place for every phrase in life, even for phrases like over my dead body. All right, so anyway, just some random stuff that you need to know if you want to have this exchange of positive or maybe not so positive things in a small talk or in some other conversation with a customer, friend, partner, whoever, colleague. And just throw these phrases at people. You don't translate them. You don't think, okay, how do I say that? You just say it automatically. And for that, I keep repeating it. For that, I have these phrases in a podcast, in an audio file that you can listen to and practice it. So somebody says, have you heard that name? Have you heard name? Usually it's about a name. And you want to say, ничего мне не напоминает. Вот это слово, это имя мне ничего не вспоминаю. Не вспоминаю. No, doesn't ring a bell. You can add here, of course, things like, no, sorry, doesn't ring a bell. Sorry, yeah, just a way to be polite. It doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell. Somebody breaks some bad news or relatively bad news about someone leaving. Yeah, have you heard he's leaving the post? Of course, if you want to be polite, you don't say good riddance. You say, oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. That's a standard way, polite way to respond to bad news. Sorry to hear that. He's leaving. Oh, sorry to hear that. But good riddance means скатертью дорожка. That's a good one, right? Like, it's nice to know it, even if you don't use it. It's good to know good riddance. Rid means лишенный. Лишенный чего-то. Get rid of — это избавляться. Становиться лишенным чего-то. Riddance — избавление, лишение чего-то. So, good riddance, отделались, избавились. That's what it means. Good riddance, nice phrase, don't you think? One day I'm going to marry a millionaire. One day, well, I'm going to do it by tomorrow, somebody says. Yes, I will implement this feature by tomorrow. I will fix this bug by the end of the week. In your dreams. That's not a polite phrase, I understand. But there's a place and time for everything, right? In your dreams, like сейчас. Помечтай. Isn't it nice? Mom, can I go to an all-night party? Or can I do this? Excuse me, can I do this? Over my dead body. Like, no way. Только через мой труп. Nice phrase. And did you hear what happened to Anna? Oh, talk of the devil, there she is. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it, but I so love it. A beautiful English phrases. А легко на помине. It's like when you mention a person's name and the person shows up, you say something. Like being able to say the right things at the right time, well, makes you a good speaker of English, don't you think? So you say, oh, talk of the devil, there she is. We just mentioned Anne, and she came along. Yeah, talk of the devil, there she is. Nice phrase. So just 6 other random phrases that you might like. And if you want to learn these things, to practice them more, hit me up. Hit me up on Telegram or Skype or write me an email. I'll be happy to share with you the phrases, not just the phrases, but the podcast, the MP3 files that you can listen to and practice all of these phrases. I'm flattered to hear that. I'm not at liberty to say, whatever, in your dreams, all these phrases. Yeah, okay. So, Telegram, Skype, email, hit me up. Hit me up. Be happy. And now we're getting closer to the actual small talk. This little conversation between strangers about positive but unimportant things, right? And it's important to start a conversation. Of course, you can wait and you can leave it up to them. Like, okay, you start. You go first. I'll follow you. But that's polite to be polite first. Okay? That's a good thing to be able to just say, прекрасный день, да? And so it's like, these are the things you can talk about. The general rule is you talk about common experience. That's a general rule of small talk. Talk about unimportant but positive things that are common, that are the same for the both of you. The situation where you are. All right? The weather, news, office, party, anything. And how would you say these things? Let me know. Let me know. How would you start? And it's like pickup line. I'm not sure if you ever studied that. There was a time when I watched a lot of pickup videos just for the fun of it. And yeah, it's a technology. Just knowing the right things to say. You just come up to a lady and you just say certain things. Just say it, all right? It's not about feeling it. It's not about anything like that. You just say the right thing. So what is it that you say? You just know and you say it. Beautiful day, isn't it? Beautiful day. Good day, huh? Good day, huh? Just so simple. Good day, huh? Beautiful day, isn't it? Did you catch the news today? Do you know what happened? Looking forward to, very safe work environment phrase. Looking forward to the weekend? Like you're having a meeting on Friday and you have several seconds, maybe a minute or two before the start of the meeting, like you're waiting for someone and you're sitting there with your customer, whoever, on the line and you're waiting. And you don't just sit there, you say, so looking forward to the weekend? Just say it. All right, don't wait for them to say it. You do, you go first. Of course, you don't say, are you enjoying yourself, right? In that particular case. But like I said, you should know everything. If you want to use one, you should know 10 more, 100 more. But in the context of work, yeah, weekend. That's a very safe thing to talk about, weekend. So if you're having a meeting on Monday, you say, how was your weekend, right? If it's Friday, you say, so what are your plans for the weekend? All right? So do that, guys. It's like, it'll just give you extra energy, a positive energy in your life. And it's like learning to do one more thing. Like skills are freedom. Remember that. Skills are freedom. If you want to feel free, learn new skills. It's great to be able to do this and this and this. And I can do this. I can talk. Or if I want, I can shut up. I can do both. I'm a skillful person. It feels great. general rules of small talk. Once again, I've talked about it very briefly. I'll walk you through them. When you decide you want to do small talk, or you have to do small talk, like briefly exchange some nice things, you choose a general, easy, non-controversial, which means непротиворечивую, non-controversial topic. All right? Something easy. You don't just talk, but you listen. That's important. You practice active listening. Okay? You are concentrated on the speaker. You nod your head, you smile, and from time to time, like I told you last time, you make polite noises. You say, yeah, sure. Wow, fantastic. I can't believe they did that. Wow. Okay? You show with your body and with your emotion that it's interesting for you. You don't have to overdo it, and you don't have to be an actor, okay? Like people usually, my students don't like it when I ask them to do things like, okay, look, this is how I do it. You do the same. And they say, I cannot do it like you, sir. Just leave me alone. And no, you don't have to be like me, the way I am, like my level of emotion and acting. No, maybe it's not about you, no problem. Be you. Be real, but be real, okay? Because when you're sincere, when you really mean it, in your way, in your emotion, in just the way you do it, then people feel it, okay? Just do not be natural. Be you. Show natural interest and genuine interest in what they're saying. When you talk, there's a 20-second rule. 20-second rule. You can't speak longer than 20 seconds. Like usually 5-10. 5-10 seconds, that's it. Like your phrase should be over. It's like ping pong, okay? It's like a ping pong. Small talk is a ping pong. Have you ever played ping pong? Well, it doesn't matter. You must have seen people play ping pong. So, like you hit the ball every, 3 seconds or what? The same in small talk. Phrase, phrase, phrase. You don't catch the ball and hold it and talk. No. Pass the ball. Pass the ball. In general, show enthusiasm, like smile and be nice, right? And look, I cannot teach you this because it really depends on the situation. But small talk is about you understanding how much time you need to spend together. If it's a stranger, maybe 10 seconds will be enough. If it's a friend that you haven't spoken with for like several years, maybe a couple of minutes. It depends on the situation, it depends on the person. I cannot tell you rules, you have to feel it. Okay, but you need to understand that we need to spend 1 minute together. We've spoken for only 15 seconds. If I just go now, it'll be impolite. So you ask questions. Like, think about it. Just think about it and observe. Like I said, observe. Like if for us to practice it and for us to develop the skill, this would take some working together. But now the purpose is for me to give you ideas, maybe some phrases, and maybe like help you, like push you in the right direction, so to speak, right? So you have to figure out how much time you need to spend with this particular person. Like how much time will be enough. And just spend that time doing that small talk. And you ask questions. You don't just say something, you ask, how about you? Simple phrase, how about you? That's what I had this at the weekend. I did this. This happened to me. Oh, that's what I think. I think the weather is wonderful. What do you think? Do you like it? All right, pass the ball. Ask questions. And please never say, okay, goodbye. All right, do not just abruptly finish the conversation. That's rude. Exit gracefully. Like, красиво, beautifully. Say good things. And remember what to say. You must remember. You say pleasure. If you don't know what to say, you say pleasure. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was a pleasure meeting you here. But let's move on. I gotta go. I must be off. This is the phrase we had, yeah? Must be off. And you apologize. You say that everything was good, enjoyed it, thank the person, you apologize, you leave. All right? And you say something nice, like, have a good one at the end, yes? Now, what I want us to do is I want us to look at the examples of small talk, dialects, like two people met and two people had a chat in the street. Actually, it doesn't matter. It's a Zoom street. It's really, just two people talk. Of course, it's a made-up dialect. Like, I don't think anybody ever talked like that or had that conversation, but still. Let's read it and then discuss the good things about this dialect, about this small talk dialect. Hey, beautiful day, isn't it? One person says, and the other one replies, oh, now I see who ordered the sunshine. Oh, hi, you're funny. Thanks, I watch Comedy Central every Friday. Oh, that's why, maybe I should too. Definitely, you can pick up lots of ideas for jokes there. Thanks, I'll give it a shot. My pleasure, have a good one. It's not a perfect dialect, all right? But what is good about it? People are positive. Like, you feel that people who are saying it, they're smiling. And like, nobody really made a joke, apart from this one, so who ordered the sunshine, yeah? It sounds like a pickup line, right? You approach the girl that you like in the street, and the sun is shining, and she's looking cute, and oh, did you order the sunshine? You're looking wonderful. Well, yeah, it sounds a little bit playful, I agree, but still. So the whole thing is positive. Yeah, people keep saying beautiful, sunshine, funny, thanks. You can pick up definitely thanks, give it a shot, pleasure, have a good one. Like, these phrases are all together, like almost in every line people say something nice. Right? And what is good about this small talk is that people share some ideas. It's meaningless, of course, but it sounds like they wish each other well. That's a very important thing. So there's a recommendation. I don't know. Personally, I find it a very comfortable topic in a small talk when you recommend something. When you don't just say, I had a good time, I had a good experience, but how about you try? You try the same, you like it. And people don't have to actually do it, but because they feel that you are acting in their best interests, they're like, oh, good one, thank you for thanks for the advice. I'll think about it, I'll do that, I'll go there. All right? So, and my pleasure. Yeah, nice phrase. So, a good example. And for you to practice, guys, for you to practice these the small talk techniques and all these phrases, well, one way, like I said, you take one phrase and you use it several times, several days, several weeks. Then another one, like you do it naturally. Yeah, you practice in real conversations. When you observe them do it, and you incorporate some little phrases in your speaking, here and there. It's one way, and you can go it. But like if we were in a class, if I was your teacher, you were my students, then of course I would set some homework. I would say, guys, make up some dialects, see how it goes, like see how the conversation can potentially develop. It's like you're learning to play chess, so you're thinking, okay, what can be the next move? Next dialect, just check it out. Somebody says, nice day to be outside, isn't it? Yeah, summer has finally arrived. Indeed, it took a bit longer this year, though. Actually, they say we're having late fall this year as well. Oh, good to know, thanks. Will I see you again, I guess? We'll see you again, I guess? Well, sure, have a good day. Thanks, you too, bye. Just two people who ran into each other, exchanged some ideas, and actually, not ideas, but energy, talked about the weather, said some nice things, and moved on. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's a made-up dialect, right? It can easily be made better, easily, right? Like nice day nice day to be outside, isn't it? By the way, isn't it? What does it mean? It's an invitation for a dialogue, for a conversation. You don't just make a statement. You invite the person, okay, join me. Join me. Let's dance together for the next 20 seconds. Yeah, the summer has finally arrived. It's okay. There are lots of things you can say during a small talk, but the general rule is you say something and you kind of pass the ball. Yes, summer has finally arrived. You like it? You're happy about it? What do you think? Something like that, like you make a statement and you ask a question so that the person could talk. You don't have to do it if you know the person will talk anyway, obviously. Indeed, it took a bit longer this year, though. It's not the best thing to say in a small talk dialogue. You can. It's not the best thing. Why? Because you're talking about something negative. And make negative seem small if you want to be polite. I'm not saying it's a no-no, like you should not do it. No, it's okay. It's not a big deal to say it. But make it positive. If you can, make it positive. It took a bit longer this year, though. I think the whole phrase could have been replaced with, and now we can do lots of cool things that I've been... now I can finally go swimming. Summer has finally arrived. Yeah, great. Now we can finally do some swimming and sunbathing. Yeah, this would be a better version instead of this. It took a bit longer this year, though. And I'm doing it to help you see how you can play this game, what moves you can make. And if you follow the general rule, be positive, then it took a bit longer to arrive, to come this year. There's a better one. Actually, they say we're having late fall this year as well. That's okay, but how about making it positive? How about making it positive? It's about us enjoying more warm days this and they say we're gonna have lots of warm days in fall. The cold days are coming much later. Yes, like enjoying, warm. You say these things rather than just late fall. But it's okay, I'm not saying it's wrong. All right? And good to know, thanks. We'll see you again, I guess. It's okay to say it, but how can we make it even better? If somebody says, like, we're going to have, and they say we're going to have lots of warm days in summer, and in autumn, in the fall as well. Well, that is good news. That is good news. Whatever it is that you can say. But when you don't say good to know, but wow, that's good news. Now we can do that. We can go fishing more. I don't know, we can do more of fishing. Things like that. So you say, you sound more positive, and it's a good idea. Sure, have a good day. Thanks, you too. Bye. All right, I was trying to walk you through examples of such conversations, and just to give you an idea, because what we are going to do now, and if you want, you can do it at home, is practice by making up such dialogues. Right? And just yet one more, another dialogue that you may have with a friend, with a person you know, at work, anyone. So the person starts the conversation and says, looking forward to the weekend. Yep. I had plans to go camping with my friends for a couple of days. Have you ever gone camping? No, never. Isn't it dangerous? Actually, not quite. There are limited areas where you can go, and those are completely safe. Hiking is a lot of fun. You should definitely try it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I will one day. Cool. Actually, it's time for me to get back to work. It was nice talking to you. Have a great day. You too. Thank you. Like, it sounds like a conversation between people who know each other. But it's an example of a small talk because people, well, they speak because they have to speak, right? You're right. It's like you have two options, not to speak or to speak. And you don't like either. You think both of them or either of them is bad. you'd rather not meet this person. It's just you wish you'd avoided meeting him or her, but you have to. But you understand that trying to be polite and trying to be nice and saying positive things, well, it's a better option. And this is what people do. They just exchange this positive energy, looking forward to the weekend. And the person decides to answer the question, yes, I'm going to. So it's not just like a phrase, yeah, maybe, blah, blah, blah. No, like I'm going to do this and this and this. It's okay. Sure, sometimes you can actually give people information that they ask for, but make sure it's short because people are not interested. Neither are you, all right? You're not interested to know. It's about the ball. But you don't just say something and then wait. No, it's a game, so you say, and how about you? How about you? Have you ever gone camping? And you, do you like it? I'm going to do camping. Will you? Do you like it? Would you like to do it? No, never. Isn't it no, never. And you see, like you tell the person to join. Like, okay, let's continue talking. Isn't it dangerous? Not quite. Blah, blah, blah information. Like I was asked to give some information and I gave it briefly. And then I say something positive and I make the person speak, or like pass the ball to the person and say, okay, now you. Now it's your turn to speak. That's how communication goes. You ask for some information, you give some information, and you say something positive, and you pass the ball. So these are like, I've been saying it, I've said it so many times, like you're sick and tired of me saying that. I understand, guys, but it's a lot of fun. You'll have a good time. Go for it. You will like it. Say these things during small talk. And if you want to say no, you don't say no, right? You never say no. You never say no, it's crap. I hate it. That's bullshit. No, you say, oh, thank you. Maybe I will. Maybe I will one day. Thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the recommendation, whatever. Yeah? And then, cool. You said something, I responded. I don't just say, I said, cool, good, wonderful. And you exit gracefully. You say, actually, it was nice talking to you, but I gotta go. It was nice talking. Have a good day. You see, like all the things that I talked about, you mention positive things, you react to what people say, you say, you wish them nice, you wish them well. And you say goodbye, you explain why you have to do this. Like all these things should be there. It's not difficult, right? And to remind you, right, to help you remember these rules, once again, I'll go through them, and then it'll be our last stage for today, the actual practice of creating these small talk dialogues. So you talk about things that are generally easy and non-controversial. You are actively listening, so you're responding with enthusiasm. Show interest. You talk a little bit, like you say very little. You don't talk a lot, and you ask questions, you pass the ball, and you say goodbye in a nice way by explaining why, by saying that it was a pleasure. Okay? These are the rules. These are the rules. And the last thing for today will be, like, in general, what are the topics for easy small talk? Yes, like, how can you actually start the conversation when you're somewhere? Maybe on Skype, but maybe it's a real life situation. Maybe you're in America. You can just introduce yourself. I know it sounds horrible. I know that you would be scared to do that, but in a more or less formal situation, when, not like formal, but let's say at a conference, at a meeting, somewhere, like people are together. There's a bunch of people walking around and people approach each other, people say hello to each other, and that's normal, okay? For them, it's okay to just come up to a person and say, hi, good morning. Good morning, we always have coffee at the same time, but we've never spoken before. My name is Ann. That's what you say. Like, you just approach a person, you say, I don't think you've met before. I'm John, what's your name? Nice to meet you. That's what you do. You just come up to a person, you smile. That's a good thing, guys. Because they are from the same culture, from the same mentality. You can have this, you're guaranteed to have a certain reaction from them. If you come up to them with a smile, with this, like, nice to meet you, it's a pleasure, let's meet, they will play the game with you. For these 20 seconds, they will be with you, they will say nice things. Nobody will ignore you. Nobody will say, whatever, leave me alone. No. But if you say, nice to meet you, I want to meet you, my name's John, whatever, they will pay back. Oh, nice to meet you, John. I'm Anne. How are you? Like, what are you doing here? Are you working here? Yes, and that's a nice thing to say. All right, so, and let's take this last phrase. I don't think we've met before. I'm John. What's your name? That's the beginning of a small talk, right? How could it develop? Like, if you were to create this dialogue, what would you say next? Just, play in your mind. If you're serious about it, put it on paper. Play the game on paper. I don't think we met before. I'm John. What's your name? Oh, hi, John. My name's Chris. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Chris. Are you enjoying the party? Do you like our conference? Are you working here? Yeah, I've had this experience many times when Americans came up to me and they said something like, where are you from? I like your hat. Like, my name's whatever, like your hat, or things like that. And that's normal. Like, when I was traveling the States 3 years ago, I would regularly have people come up to me and say, oh, I love your hat. There were just people in the street. And that was pleasant. Not because I love hats, but also because I love positive energy. All right? So that was fun. That was fun. So people do it. People do it. So are you working here? Yeah, I'm a sales manager. And how about you? Well, I am a business owner. Oh, business owner. What kind of business is it? Well, it's this and that. Like, oh, okay. Anyway, it was nice talking to you. Goodbye. So, you see, like, this is the conversation that I have just created on the spot, on the fly, without thinking. People introduced each other. Hi, my name's John. What's your name? Oh, hi, John. Nice to meet you. I'm Chris. Yeah, they found out each other's names. Then they started talking about what's around them. For example, like, are you enjoying the party? Do you like the conference? Or they start talking about each other, themselves, work, country of origin, or state, or things like that. That's how you develop it. Or an easy small talk topic is the day. You talk about the day. Someone in the street. Hi, how you doing? How has the day been so far? Or, has it been a good day for you? Like, imagine you're going home, you're going back home, you're on a bus, I don't know, and you understand you need to talk to the person just to be polite, and you say, has it been a good day for you? Yeah? Or has it been a good week? How have you been doing this week? Are you doing anything fun after work? You start the conversation with these phrases, and even during a Skype call, right? Absolutely. Like, before the meeting, before discussing all these important things, and say, okay, today after work, what are you gonna do? Like, imagine all these situations and play the scenarios, like what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say. And okay, I can do one for you. It's like two people on the bus and going somewhere, sitting right next to each other, and one says, has it been a good day? Or have you had a good day today? Yeah, actually wonderful, thank you. How about you? Or sometimes it's, if you want to be polite, you need to mention and give some information, right? And you say, yeah, actually, I've done lots of useful things today. Or I've done a lot of work and I feel proud. I feel good. Like, you mention some specifics. How about you? Well, not so much. I'm just looking for a job. Again, it's a wonderful opportunity for you to say, oh, really, what kind of job are you looking for? I want to be a QA in an IT company. Oh, I never worked for an IT company. Must be a lot of fun. Good luck. Good luck finding a job. This is the conversation that people can have, right? Workplace, like you are in the office, or again, having a Zoom conversation, or I don't know, maybe relevant, maybe absolutely good for a particular situation, for a particular person. How are things going over at your department? I've been so busy at work lately. How about you? Like you start the conversation with a statement and you pass the ball. You say, now you talk, now you say something. Oh, it's been a hard day today. I was like, okay, before we start, it's been such a hard day today. I've been so busy, but my last meeting, let's do it. How about you? How are you feeling? I think it's a wonderful way to do a small talk with people. Like you don't just sit there before the meeting. You have some, like a minute, you're waiting, and you comment on your day, on how you feel. And you say, oh, it's been such a busy day, but let's do one more. Shall we? Yeah, how about you? How are you doing? And how will the person respond? What do you think? How will this small talk conversation go? Well, for example, the person say, me too, you know what? Like, it's the end of the year. It's the end of the year. It's always like this. And when you mention something negative, always turn it into positive. Like you say, yeah, it's a busy day, busy week. It's always like this, the end of the year, whatnot. Mention something positive. Like you're creating some tension, some negativity in the conversation, and it's not good. What you should say is, but I'm sure we will come out on top. But I'm sure it will soon be over. We'll be celebrating Christmas, and the bad will be behind. Or the busy days will be behind. Whatever. Things like that. Okay, and I understand your main problem is, well, there are two main problems. First problem is that зачем это вообще делать? Зачем оно мне надо? Это просто трата времени. And I'll try to, change your mind about it by saying, well, it's important. It's actually an important part of your job. And the second biggest problem you have, you don't know what to say. You just don't know. Like I've been practicing small talk for decades because I always do a small talk with my students. Why? Because we meet and we're people, we come together to work. But I don't want to be just a worker for them. Like I'm just doing the job here. No, I'm a person, you're a person, we have a human life. Okay? We can connect on a simple human level. That's why I have this small talk. How was your weekend? How are you doing? How are you feeling today? Oh, you're looking wonderful today. I say things like this. I start this conversation. I do it this way. I've been practicing for decades, so I know what to say. It's easy for me to say something nice and to continue, to start a conversation, to continue it, to finish it, whatnot. If you think that you just can't do it because your head is empty, you don't know what to say, look, this is what I'm doing here. I'm showing you the things you can say, and I'm giving you examples of how the conversation can develop. And please, practice, okay? 20 years ago, I could not do the things that I can do now. And I wasn't born to be a small talker, okay? I practiced this skill. There was a time when I couldn't do it. But you can develop it, all right? You can develop it. Another small topic is talking about the things that are around you, observations. Compliments about how people look or anything that is around us, right? An object, weather, anything. Yes? Oh, a lot of your hat really becomes you. Oh, thank you. Very, very nice of you. And you, like you're working here, or you're having a good time. You like the event. Like you don't just accept the compliment, right? You say something nice. You pay back. That's the art of small talk. Somebody says, I love your hat. You say thank you, and I appreciate it. But if you're together, like you know you're going to spend some time together, you cannot just leave, you cannot just pass by, which I did a lot of times on the street, then say something nice. Or continue talking. Like the person, like think of it this way, the person made effort to share some positive energy. Like he gave me a cookie. He gave me a cookie. Your hat is good. I like it. You look good. It's a cookie from that person. What do? You give him a candy. And it's a cookie candy kind of dialogue, kind of interaction. All right? The weather is nice today, isn't it? One person starts. What do you say next? What is the next good thing to say? Positive, only positive things. Yeah, it's great. It would be wonderful to do something outside. And you understand it's work. It's during work. I hope that the weather will continue until weekend, and then we can. Like that's how you continue the conversation, right? By continuing to say something positive. Well, that's what I found now. Yeah. So the weather is nice now. Yes, it's great. That's why let's do something. Yeah, let's go out and play football, baseball, whatever. Oh, let's do it after work. Let's do it at the weekend. And that's how your mind should work if you want to learn to do small talk. Yeah, very simple topic. Did you have fun at the weekend? Was it hard to get to work today? Like you're going up, yeah, in the business center, you're going up in the elevator, and you had a terrible time. Like you were driving to work and it took longer than usual. And you can say, wow, it was terrible traffic today. It was so hard to get here. Yeah, or how about you? Did you find it hard? Was it hard for you to get to work today? Any problems with traffic? Like, I don't know. I have pleasure even saying this. I just imagine two people talking, and it's a nice thing, doing this small talk. You understand? Well, yes, you can talk if you know the person. Of course, you talk about common interests, right? You know the person loves baseball, football. You ask these questions. Did you watch the game last night? Like, you know that was a big game, national team played. And no, I didn't. Who played? Or no, I didn't. What was the score? Oh, no, unfortunately I couldn't, but I would love to. That's what you say. Okay, guys, again, I'm just doing this blah, 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 blah. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm throwing ideas at you, and I'm asking you guys, please, believe it's important, and try to develop this skill, and try to develop your mentality and everything. Because it's about this, knowing what to say and knowing where you can go, the general rules and everything. So yeah, excuse me, nice day, isn't it? I'm looking for, can you recommend a good restaurant around here? That's another way to start a conversation with someone in the street. If you've been a tourist, you may have done this. It's something that is obvious. But what I want to say is this. Small talk is important, but it's not enough just to listen once, right, and to agree. It's about some more practice, and I can help you with that by, well, first of all, sharing with you some podcasts that I have created, and you can listen and learn the phrases. Or that would be great if you came up with some dialects that would show me and you how well you can do small talk, and send them to me on Skype, on Telegram, in email, and I would give you feedback on that. Like, if you care, if you want, like, I'll be happy to help. All right? And I guess that's it. That's it. That's everything I wanted to share with you today. Next time, guys, we're going to be doing emailing. It's about how to be polite in emails. And writing, I know that's what you do in your work, and you do a lot of it. So next time writing, next time emails. So once again, guys, thank you very much. You've been wonderful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for thinking, agreeing, disagreeing, and hit me up. Thank you very much. Have a good day.